That's just the way she chooses. Says she needs someone to bring her out of summer, winter, spring, yeah. Carnival, slash and swing, yeah. New hairstyle, nails and bling, yeah. She's doing business, just blink, yeah. One man can't satisfy her. She needs more wood for the fire. The sex price getting higher. Trying to show my background. I'm out here jamming to this mix up. I love this. Just out in nature. I ain't trying to show off nothing I got or no material, just enjoying nature, feeling this vibe. Yeah, I be moving. I be working out, dancing, getting that circulation going. Yay, 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 drop it down, hey, hey. Remember we used to do the butterfly back in the day? Hey, I'm glad I can drop it down like this. Yeah. Get that spiral going, that circle of life, that lotus flower, that old shoe energy. Hey, I don't want to turn it down. Hey. Whew, I gotta catch my breath. How y'all doing today? On this Thursday, which is Shango Day, Papa Shango. And it looked like Mama Oya was working with him last night. That's some good energy. Ashe. I'm just out here in nature. I got a few minutes. I did a live the other night and I had my volume down because these crazy people keep calling. I don't know why. I get up there, they want to call me. I don't even know who these people is. I guess they just bored, but oh well. Unconditional love to everyone. How everybody doing today? I don't want nobody to think. I mean, I do care what people think. I don't, but I do. I don't want nobody to think I'm up here bitter or angry with nobody. A lot of times, you know, it's saying, even in the Bible, to be angry and sin not. My spirit get grieved about stuff. And when I was doing that live the other night, what I was talking about was the situation with Derek Jenks, the guy that's the motivator, the book author that has been exposed for cheating on his wife. That situation kind of bothered me because I heard some of the scholars and stuff talking about, you know, how the men need to start being honest with these women about being polygamous or whatever. When they meet them, you know, let them know that, you know, you're not going to be the only one. I had this guy to tell me that he said he can't tell the women that because if he tell them the truth, then, you know, he feel like they're not going to be with him or whatever. So, one second. I can't handle this. But yeah, the guy was like, they're not gonna, but you know, sometimes when you honest with a person, they can deal with you much better than you actually lying to them and disappointing them and breaking their hearts and stuff. And then they find, you know, that can crush a lot of women because women really be, you know, thinking like, this man belong to me, he mine. And, you know, they really see you, you know, really, and some men like that too, they really see you as their possession. What we gotta realize is that we all belong to the Most High, you know, to whoever sent us here, you know, was God and the goddess, the great mother. They sent us here to fulfill our purpose. And we don't belong, we not just because we marry somebody or we in a relationship with somebody, that is not our possession. That person is their own God body. They here to find their purpose. And before us, they had other relationships. And you never know, in a past life, they could have been like, I'm gonna put myself, for instance, so nobody won't think that I'm being what is it? Not putting myself in the picture. When I was married, I got married at a really young age. I was still like in my teens. So that was like my real first serious relationship. And I wasn't used to having like living with a man and all that. So I just straight up, got married and weren't used to living with a man and, waking up to a man, none of that like every day and constantly or whatever. But I was really jealous. I felt like, he was my possession and I got to keep up with him. And I'm also sun sign Cancer. So that's stuff I had to work through over time. And we stayed married for a while. Whether we should or shouldn't, that's besides the point. We did. So we kind of grew with each other. And then I remember him telling his friends like that once I matured and I grew, he was like, she don't bother me like that. She don't call my phone all the time and want to know where I'm at, who I'm with, what I'm doing. She give me space. And that always stuck with me because I'm looking like, wow, I really didn't. A lot of times people come and tell me he talked shit about me. But, I heard for myself, not saying he didn't, because he probably did. But I know I overheard him talking to his friends, telling them how I give him space to go to work and do his business or whatever he doing or whatever. Because if they going to do something, they going to do it anyway. I learned my lesson. That's why I'm putting myself in it. I learned my lesson. You can't control another human being. You can't control another God body. They're going to do what they're going to do regardless of you trying to control the situation. And when you show insecurity, a lot of times other people, like other men, other women, they can smell it. That make them more attractive to the people because they're like, oh, I can get them because, they being insecure. They got an insecure mate. And then when you stressing them out, where you been, who you with, when you coming back, that's stressing them out where they go out there and they meet somebody and they say, oh, you want to come by and sit and talk and have some peace. They going over there because they can't get that peace at home. Because every time you turn around, what are you doing? I know you cheated. They might be. They're going to do what they're going to do. We have to understand that monogamy is not even natural. Me, at this point in my life, I could be with one person and be good, but everybody's not like that. Everybody's, some people, it takes a variety. Some men or women, they need two wives or girlfriends, and some of them change up from time to time. They might need a variety every so often. We need to be having these conversations in our community and being upfront and honest with each other because me, myself, if I get with a guy and I don't even want to, honestly, the way I am now about community and nation building, I've been this way for a while. I wouldn't mind if he had another wife or whatever, as long as we all, know what's going on and we empire building a community because it only takes like one man to populate a certain amount of women, and helping a woman out isn't always financial. It can be supporting the children and being there for the children and giving guidance. We're not ready for those type of relationships now because we are so broken. We got a lot of healing to do. We got to be honest with ourselves and heal these mama and daddy's issues, this childhood trauma, molestation, sexual abuse and being talked to like dogs, and we not loving each other. We got a lot of stuff we got to fix before we actually get involved in having polygamous healthy relationships among each other because we so scared to tell ourselves the truth, so we can't tell each other the truth. And I'm gonna talk about a lot of issues. It is easier to go to another culture and marry them and date them because they ain't been through what our people been through, what our women and our men experienced via slavery. And on top of that, what we going through now and what we done experienced in this lifetime as children. We do suffer from generational trauma, ancestral trauma. We feel the stuff that our ancestors felt because we are our ancestors. So don't let nobody lie to you and tell you, well, this happened in the past and it has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Oh yeah, the past does have everything to do with what's going on right now. It affects you. You have traumas that you can't even remember that's affecting you right now. And the only way you can tap into it and heal yourself is to go into your Akashic record and do some deep shadow work and some deep healing. That takes time. It takes effort. It takes work. It takes patience. That's something that don't happen overnight. You know, I'm not saying that it can't happen overnight, but for most people, it's a process. You know, it's different levels to healing. And we as a people, you know, we got a lot of, they say it takes 17 generations to heal trauma. We got a long ways to go. I mean, because we don't even like each other. We don't like each other. We so jealous of I'm jealous of this woman. And she, you know, she jealous of me. I mean, why can't we got to start healing ourselves and get out of that shit, because we're going to have to survive out here. Because ain't nobody, how can I say this? I'm not angry. I'm a little angry. My spirit is more grieved. I'm just tired of a lot of stuff. And I've been this way for a while. I know my calling. I know who I am. You know, a prophet will sit there and tell you the same thing over and over again. They'll wail and cry and preach and tell you to change your ways. Stop doing this and stop doing that. I'm really tired of telling people the same thing, and then I see it happen. You know, it manifests. Not saying that I'm being negative and I'm speaking things. I don't know nobody to put my mouth on, but I can see, you know, into the future. And I see what you doing now, what it's going to cause, you know, later on down the line. We got some people in our community that's like that, and we don't even want to listen to them. We get mad, like, when I post stuff like, y'all need to stop feeding these kids all this junk food and chicken nuggets. You killing yourself. That is your seed. You go cook this man all these extravagant meals, but the children eat chicken nuggets and french fries. What the fuck? That don't make no sense. Stuff don't make no sense to me. And then you tell me that you're gonna change in time, which I'm not trying to control nobody's household, because I'm gonna let people do what they want to do regardless. Like, I'm a community person. I love people. You know, people might think I'm being hard and mean, but I hold myself to the same accountability. Like, I'm not telling you nothing that I don't practice. What I try to practice what I preach. You know, you got people out here, they leading people and trying to guide them, but they not doing the work. They not working on themselves. They out here, you know, for instance, like that guy, Jenks. He out here telling women how to lead sorry men, and he the sorry man. I'm not one of them people. I tell people stuff via my experience and what the spirit give me, what I already went through. Like, I'm helping people based off of my own testimony or whatever. You know, you tell them, you know, don't put people on pedestals. Don't show partiality. You can't treat this one better than that when they get angry with you about stuff like that. When food, you know, you got to look at the 42 attributes of Maya. And you have to look at that scale and weigh the scales or whatever. You know, you got to be balanced in everything. Also, what else do I want to talk about? Yeah, I had mentioned something about the relationships. You know, it's easier, like I said, to deal with other cultures. I know if I had married another culture, I probably 90% chance, like I was telling the guy on the book, that I would be married, because when you marry black on black, the system already, yep, my eyes are running. But the system is already set up against our people anyway. They don't want an original black family. They encourage you to be in an interracial relationship. Not saying, or interracial union. I'm not saying that's wrong or right, because we shouldn't be looking at color. And they already created color in the late 1600s, when they published the Bible. When the Vatican published the Bible, they actually created black and white, because everybody was marrying everybody. It was based off economics, which is money, if some don't know, and it was based off religion. So you had different races of people marrying each other. The Africans marrying the Irish and blah, blah, blah. But when they established the white and black thing, that's when they made the common people that didn't have the elites' power and money feel like they were better than the African because of their skin color. And it made them feel good or whatever, because they felt like they had, you know, a privilege, which they did for a while. And, you know, they sort of do now. But it never was a thing such as black and white. So I'm not a person that's against, I don't care about people's skin color, but that system, it is a system that is in place and been in place, and it pays bills. It's a lot of perks to that system. They are doing that so they can survive. I mean, I don't blame them, because if, you know, like my mentor was saying, you know, my mentor was saying, that the spiritual brother, that if we integrate with them too much, then that will exterminate these people. And so you can't get mad with them. So why are we always begging to have a seat at the table when we could create our own? We want to be them. We want to be like them. We gotta, we want to, we don't want to fight with each other. We rather opt out and go and, it's easy to be around them or whatever. It's easy to marry, out of it because they're not difficult. We black women, we some fucked up women. We are. A lot of us got some serious issues. These men is getting tired. They been tired. They don't want to deal with that shit no more. They don't want to deal with all this mental illness that we got to deal with. The mama got mama issues, daughter issues, grandma don't. I mean, it's toxic. So they going to other countries. A lot of them leave. I'm gonna tell you. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of them are leaving and going to other countries and finding women that got careers, that got their stuff together, and they ain't talking about, I'm independent because I got a degree and I got a good credit and I got a good job. These women know how to go out there and work, and they come home and act feminine and stuff like that. We have been, and I love my sisters. I love my brothers too. But we got to get out of survival mode. We've been in survival mode. We've been traumatized. We've been abused. We've been raped for centuries. A lot of times, a lot of us have been abused by family members, not people, strangers, but people right there in the household. We got to heal. We got to get out of survival mode, because when you in survival mode, you make a lot of choices that you wouldn't normally make when you safe and secure. So once we go inside and heal ourselves, we won't be so toxic. We'll know how to be loving towards our men and heal ourselves and heal them, feed them the right foods and stuff like that. We think that we all this and that because we look good on the outside. But really, what do you got to offer on the inside? You just got a job. You ain't got no purpose. You just look good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you don't even fix your kids or your man or your husband or whatever. You don't even know how to fix healthy meals to keep them living a long time. Because the men, they die before we do. And then this is another thing I want to discuss. When you marry outside your race, men die before women do anyway. You got to be careful, because a lot of times it's love, but a lot of times people marry because it's easier, to marry than to marry people of our race because it's so difficult. You got to be careful that that person that you married or that other race is not teaching your children. A lot of times they don't, especially if you break up, a lot of times they don't introduce them to the African side. And that child end up most of the time marrying a person of another race, not who the daddy or the mama look like, but they'll marry another culture. That's exterminating you. If I get married to a man of another race, a Caucasian man, and I have children with him, let's say something happened to me and he raised my children, and that's all they're around. They're never introduced to the African side. Those children end up marrying, Europeans. After a while, it's not going to be too much of me. You ain't going to be able to see it. You know what I'm saying? They might have some of my genes, but when you look at them, you won't see, an African, woman or whatever. So you got to be careful, thinking that you can escape, which I know it's a lot. I know a lot of our men been hurt. Because I know, I got men that's close to me, that's dear to me, that I try to heal and I plead with them. Not men that I'm in no intimate relationship with as far as a lover, but these are men that's in my bloodline that I plead and talk to. They say, listen, you are a good woman, you're very feminine, and you are really, give us hope. But at the same time, most of these women are not like you. Most of these sisters, they are messed up, and we are not going to deal with it. And they talking about getting other races, marrying other races. And that's sad to me because, they said the black women are gorgeous. They beautiful. Like, they the sexiest women on the planet. But all them issues, the men saying they can't deal with it. They don't care about the eyelashes and the bundles and all that and the big booties. These men getting sick and tired. And the women done got fed up. That's why we, have the issues we having now, because of what happened when they threw the matriarch down. So the black woman feel like the black man don't love her anyway, and he, a lot of us feel like they got it in for us anyhow or whatever. So it's a lot of healing to do amongst each other. We got to realize we are not each other's enemy. We got to talk about these difficult conversations. We got to talk about what happened way on back when they, took down the matriarch and the patriarch. What happened between us to cause us to be so divided, and then what happened after the assassination of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the feminist movement to cause us to I know what happened, but I'm saying we gotta find a way to stick by each other and heal. Where we don't feel like, we letting the oppressor divide us or whatever, even with the abortion clinics. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, y'all don't even realize they taking the fetuses, the geneticists and scientists is studying them aborted fetuses so they can use that information. They taking the aborted babies, remains, using them to harm us. They studying it. When you study something, you can study the attributes of it, and then if you trying to hurt your enemy, which they consider us an enemy, a lot of people say, I've been in the medical field, ooh, since like the 90s or whatever. I mean, I done everything just about. Like, I can run a whole. That's why I was saying the other day, I was like, we need to get our own hospitals or whatnot. Like, you got a lot of women that ain't even gotta get no education. They were born with it. They just gotta tap into their inner soul and balance out. We were born healers and all this and that. We don't gotta go to school for it. In this patriarchal society, in this system, you gotta have degrees. But back in the days before slavery and during slavery, all the doctors and the healers and the nurses and the midwives were you. They didn't go to school. They learned from the tribes and stuff like that. They learned. It was passed down. You were born and knowing, you know what I'm saying, whether you a healer, whether you a brick, builder or whatever. We didn't have to go to school. The reason the schools came about and all this certification stuff is because one slave equaled 100 white men. We had so many skills that they couldn't compete with us. We were blowing up. We already knew how to do every damn thing. They didn't do nothing. They didn't plant. They didn't farm or nothing. They didn't know how to do it. And plus, they weren't strong enough. When they call a doctor, back then, they called on a black person, Aboriginal or African person were the doctors. And then people want to say, oh, the witch doctor, that's the devil. That's who the doctors was. Those Europeans were calling on them to heal them and stuff like that. So, we can't be caught up into the system so much where you abide by the laws of land. Here I go, about to speak another language. You abide by the laws of the land as much as you can, but at the same time, when it comes to you just actually being brainwashed, it's a line between that. Don't cross that line and think that you gotta know. Dr. Sebi did what? He probably didn't even have a third grade education, and that man done healed people all over the world of diseases that your best doctor and scientist can't even get rid of. It's still going on. So don't tell me that, Eric. I used to be big on education. My children used to tell me, I get tired of you talking about school. Cause that's all I did was work and go to school and learn. Just get educated. I complete my stuff, I would go and complete my degrees and all this and that and still gonna go. And a lot of times, people that's, family wouldn't even give me no congratulations. I had one of them tell me, you done got all this education and it still ain't enough. And that's that slavery mentality. That's how we talk to each other. That's how we do each other. We try to beat each other down and put each other down. It's verbal abuse. I mean, this is how we grew up. And then you wonder why when we get up, the brother God be saying we got to be accountable of the people that we attract or whatever. A lot of times we attract familiar spirits of what we grew up with, what we were raised with. The verbal abuse or whatever, the physical abuse, even the molestation or whatever. Because you can be with somebody and you could sit here and pretend to act like you got a good relationship, and that person could be beating your ass, raping you, molesting your kids. You ain't telling nobody because you trying to put up this good front. That ain't healthy. That's not no shit you should be in. I don't give a damn what nobody say. They can sit here all they want to and talk about a successful. Yeah, we do need to be together. And we need men in our homes, and we need the women or whatever to get on point and start cooking and loving it themselves and being loving mothers. But we don't need no two people together that's going to harm children and harming each other. You don't need to stay with no person like that. Some things you can work through and some things you cannot work through. We are a traumatized, abused people that can be too toxic to be in a relationship where we so toxic until I'm going to put myself. Had I stayed in my marriage, I would have been out here fronting because we know, we had a good money energy. We could make that money, you know what I'm saying, put on a good front. But had I stayed in that union, my kids would have been fucked up. Really fucked up. They good. Cause I got out, I got out, and I'm a person that I don't sit here and say, well, I know everything and Jesus gonna fix everything. I got my children counseling. Hell, I got myself counseling. Yep. I ain't ashamed to sit here and tell you that I counsel people, but I've gotten counseling myself. Sometimes a doctor need a physician, okay? Yeah. I done sat down over the years and talked to a therapist. I done talked to all kind of therapists trying to figure out, what I need to do. Then the guy, the spirit led me to, go inside and start figuring out, my deeper roots or whatever. So, I'm not, and I tried, you know what I'm saying? I was putting my energy into building somebody, but I wasn't putting that energy into myself. I had to start loving me. I put people through school or whatever to help people start businesses and stuff. And, but when it came time for to have my back, they wasn't having my back like that. You know what I'm saying? They're just, draining my energy, and that's my sign. I'm a very helping and loving person. I'll help you. I'll be loyal and stick by you. Not just some people, the only person they can be loyal to and mean any good is a man that they sleeping with. See, I can't fool with that. If the only person that you can be good to and treat like a human being is a man, that man ain't gonna never be right. Because you don't supposed to just treat nobody that's intimate with you as far as a lover that way. You supposed to balance out and treat everybody right and love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Me myself, I've been in relationships. Hell, I've been in love before. But I'm not just gonna be like, fuck everybody else. It's all about them. And show people around me that I'm gonna do things for this person that that ain't even roll for me, like my family members and other people. I'm gonna lay out the red carpet for a person that, is a boyfriend, and they ain't even treated the motherfuckers that's done ride and die for me like that. No, I ain't even built like that. No, never. I had to tell them, like, listen, wait a minute, hold up. You crossing boundaries and stuff like that. You crossing problems with me and the people that, I know you here, you a good person. We gonna work this out. But at the same time, I got other people in my life that I love. I got other people that's done, pay their dues. I can't let them see me doing this with you and doing this for you. And I don't need, and I'm selfish with them. I'm selfish with my damn blood. But if it's a man or a woman, I got family members like that, older people that, you know what I'm saying, done brought me into this world where I see when they get in a relationship, they just, oh God, they ain't even got to know the person in 30 days, man. They buying cars, and I'm like, I know damn well, that don't make no damn sense right there. You know damn well, if you ain't bought the people that's done took care of your ass, done got you out of shit, if you ain't bought them nothing in years, you don't buy nobody you just met nothing like that in no 30 days. Come on now. You ain't even doing that for your children, but you gonna sit there and do that for a man or what? Anyway, I ain't even gonna get on that subject. Some people are here only to show you what not to be like. I realized that over time, that is their purpose, to show you who not to be in this lifetime. I mean, really. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Like I looked at the sister. I looked at a Tasha K interview with the ladies that the Derek guy had cheated with, and I looked at the interview with the wife. She talking about she got on a what is it, that bonnet. That's a helmet of salvation, and the green shirt is a shield of faith. Let me tell you, when I was married, a lot of times the religion I was in, they'll tell you to don't get no divorce. That you can forgive. It's some things you can forgive and some things you can work through. You can work through counsel, but some of these people, you just need to kick rocks and leave them behind, because if somebody keep right on doing something over and over again and lying to you and using your, like they said, her love language is the Bible, talking about Jesus and I'm healed and we gonna heal together, and they just was with somebody that Friday before they talking about we heal, that's somebody you got. Don't even listen to your family. Somebody need to hear this. They might have money, they might got a mansion, a Bentley, a jet, okay? But that is not worth you staying in an abusive, manipulating, oppressive, sociopath relationship. It's not. You can always get things. It ain't that serious. If you actually believe, then you can receive. I'm telling you. You can be with somebody and you look at that person and you be like, if I leave or they leave me, I can never find nobody. That's your perception and your mindset. It's all in how you think. If you think that way, of course that's going to happen because you create your reality. But if you keep telling yourself and looking in the mirror, telling yourself like, shit, yeah, there might be some hot stuff, but I know there's something good inside of me too. Then fuck that. Like, I know I can do. I can do all things through Christ on the inside. That strength. You gotta encourage yourself and boost yourself up. Once you heal, boost yourself. You ain't even. You can fake it till you make it. You can go in that mirror and tell yourself, and keep repeating it and make it a habit. Writing it down and reading it and reading it and rereading it and rereading it and speaking it. After a while, for long, you gonna believe what you said. And guess what's gonna happen after you start believing? After you start believing, so is a man thinking that he is. You gonna start thinking it and believing it, and after a while, honey, it's gonna manifest. Cause we don't realize it. They would have taught us this in school. The first day, we could have just went home and said, fuck school. That your thoughts and your words create your reality. What you speaking is spelling. It's a spell. Everything's a damn spell. Ain't no, oh, that's the devil, that's the Lord, God, this, God. Everything got a reaction. Every action got a reaction. Your words are a spell. That's why they call it spelling. Grammar is from the word grimoire. That meaning, casting spells. Alphabet. That's keeping you in the alpha state. Alphabet. Keeping you at a lower frequency to even the music and stuff. You just gotta be, get into the spirit or whatever. Cause it's a time now, it's really time out to be talking about, well, I was raised this way and I can't, it's gonna be man, if I'm the woman that I am today, I had my grandmother and I, I've been through my stuff. It wasn't perfect, but it was my grandmother. She set the mold. And my uncles or whatever, my uncle, especially my uncle that's in the music or whatnot, cause he was, kind of around me a lot back then. My other uncle, he had some stuff going on, but he's still, a good person. They ain't never, now I can say this about my uncles, they ain't never touched me in the wrong way or abused me or anything like that. They might have, my other uncle, when he might have been drinking, he might have, scared us a little bit, chasing us around, but they ain't never put their hands on me in the wrong way. I ain't lying. I had some loving uncles experience because I didn't have my dad there. So I looked at my uncle sort of like my dad. I was kind of scared of the Scorpio, but he ain't hurt me. He just was scary because he would always, be drinking and whatnot. Then he'll cut up and we'll run from him. He'll have that belt, but like I said, they ain't harm me or nothing like that. And then my grandmama, that lady sat me down and taught me the Bible or whatever. I know, I might say, this and that. But, you got to chew the meat and spit out the bone. But she taught me how to have manners. She sat down with me, taught me how to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, how to treat people. She spent time with me in the garden outside in nature. She took up a lot of time with me. She was something like a healer. She was an African Aboriginal woman, and Cherokee. She always said she was Cherokee, and I believe her. She know what she did. Them old people know where they came from. Ain't nobody, them people ain't crazy. They know exactly where they came from. So she was into herbs and, like the Merlin tea and the different, flowers and stuff like that. She was an oracle. She was. And I thank the Most High. I thank the Great Mother. I thank him every day. I was just sitting, we was just talking about her the other day, and I was sitting there, with tears in my eyes. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for having spent that time with her. I'm so grateful. May she rest in power. Awesome woman. Awesome woman. In a time like that, she was born in 1917, and the woman had her own land. She was always an entrepreneur. Always on her business. Always a businesswoman. Always growing cows and pigs and, oh my God, I would go out and feed the chickens in the morning and whatnot. I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to take it back to, back to the beginning or whatever. Like, like I grew up. Like I said, I would get up and feed. She had goats and all that. And then she had a house where she hanged the sausage in. After they slaughter the animal or whatever, they'll hang some of my uncles in there. They'll have real sausage. We can't get nothing like that now. Where they take the intestine and let it dry out in the dry house or whatever you call it or whatever. I tell you, I appreciate it. I'm so grateful. But Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. This is Thursday. My battery getting low. I had to do some work yesterday. When I say work, I'm talking about, some deep soul, inner spiritual work, and it was a success. I'm grateful for that, and everything. It was a beautiful experience last night. I did a little quick live, but we was on our way to some nature's type stuff. Trying to be around the water or whatever. So y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And I'm sending you out unconditional love. I'm sending out vibes and protection from the Great Mother, the Divine, Oludumare, the gods and goddesses, the Orishas, the archangels, the ancestors, and the spirit guides. And y'all have a wonderful Thursday. And just keep vibing up, keep vibrating higher and going inside your soul, finding the Maldi, the Black Christ on the inside of you, and facing yourself and keeping it real with yourself and others. This is Moon Goddess 777 coming at you. Y'all have a wonderful day. Everybody know my name, Kashaya. But y'all be blessed.